Good evening, everyone. This is Pradeep, Ambassador of Change from GETI, the Global Education and Training Institute of Lucknow. We are the premier institute in all of India for teachers and principals, and we have many in-service and pre-service programs. For more information on this, please go to the 740-840-1000. Today, right now, you are on our Disruptive Education platform, and which has been provided to us by our mentor, Dr. Sunita Gandhi. And today, we have amongst 1,200 educators so far whom we have interacted with both in India and abroad. Today, we have for you Mr. Bitupan, Mr. Bitupan Baruah. He's a wellness coach and motivational speaker from Delhi. Besides that, he is a record holder in fitness in the India Book of Records and is a philanthropist also. As a life and wellness coach, he provides personal coaching on health and wellness and healthy lifestyle. He has coached students in schools and colleges and trained professionals and how to use the power of the mind and how to cultivate positive thinking. So he's a man of many parts. He advocates a holistic way of healthy living. He is an extremely health conscious person and is known for being able to do some of the toughest yoga poses, even though he is self-taught and is not professionally trained in yoga. In 2019, he made a record for doing 100 abs crunches on a headstand position at a stretch, and this effort has been recognized by the Book of Records. I wish I could even do one of those, could have ever done even one of those, but mind-boggling. As a life and wellness coach, he provides personal coaching on health and wellness and a healthy lifestyle. He has trained in yoga. Though he's not trained in yoga, he's self-taught. In 2019, he made a record for doing 100 abs crunches. We've already said that. And as a professional speaker, he speaks mostly on topics related to both mental and physical health as well as on life skills. He is the founder of his own talk show on YouTube called Mindful Talks, where he himself is the host and invites successful people to talk and motivate others. His past guests include people like successful entrepreneurs, authors, actors, generals in the army, and Padma awardees. He's also an honorary member of a global community called Positive Thoughts Consulting, which is a ProCert UK ISO certified firm registered under the Ministry of MSME. It is a global community of eminent speakers and coaches across India and almost 45 other different countries. He has hosted and moderated various speaking events and global conferences. He also does philanthropic activities, as we've already mentioned. He is the co-founder of a non-profit organization called Hope Begins Foundation, which is working towards eradicating hunger by providing food to the underprivileged people, and it also organizes sports tournaments for differently abled people. So, as I said, a man of many parts. He shall be speaking today he'll be speaking today to us on how to control the mind. Thank you, sir, for being there, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for this beautiful introduction. And thank you so much to GETI platform for inviting me. I am very privileged to be a part of this event and coming as a speaker here. Sir, you have given a very beautiful introduction. You have included everything. But I thought also let me myself introduce in a very quick slides. I would like to introduce myself as well. in case if you have missed something about me. So, who am I? My name is Bitupan Baruah, and as you mentioned, but the name is little difficult because I belong to the Northeast. The names in my name in the Northeast is available, but in the North side of India, it's little difficult. I know. I'm a health and wellness coach. These are a couple of some pictures of me doing some yoga poses. As you mentioned, I'm known for performing some of the toughest yoga poses, even though I am not professionally trained. That's my daughter. And I'm an India Book of Records holder, as you mentioned. I have done 100 abs crunches on a headstand position. Balancing a headstand is very difficult. And on top of that, if you have to do abs crunches, which is an exercise for the belly, it's even more difficult because you tend to fall down. And in such a position, doing 100 abs crunches is very, very difficult. And I have done that. This is how you do crunches. This is my record holder card. And I'm a speaker as well. So right now I'm speaking at a platform the same way I have spoken at various platforms like Joe Stock. And I have my own talk show because I like talking to people. I like reading people's mind through conversations. So I have my own talk show called Mindful Talks, which is on YouTube. I invite very successful people who come there and share their journey, talk about personal development, health and wellness. Like this man, he has traveled from North America to South America on a bicycle. So his story is there on my talk show. This boy, he at the age of 24, he has gone to Mount. He's one of the youngest human to climb Mount Everest, and he has shared his story on my talk show. This is Dr. Batra. Mostly, probably you know him. He is the founder of Batra's Clinic. He has come and shared his story and he's spoken about homeopathy. So this is about the Mindful Talks show that I handle. And I am also the founder of an NGO called Hope Begins Foundation, where we help underprivileged people. We distribute clothes, food. We also organize sports tournaments for the differently able people. We are 3 co-founders for this NGO. These are some pictures of our activities that we do from NGO. Now coming to my story, why am I into this health and wellness? Pradeep sir, you can actually close down the PPT right now. I would like to share my story for 5 minutes. Uh, Actually, I was working in corporates for almost 10 years. I worked in corporates, but I wanted to do something different from the corporate. But I was thinking which field to choose. What do I do? Health and wellness is something that I've chosen because I am somebody who had health issues, both mental and physical health issues when I was a child. When I was in sixth standard, I was suffering from something called OCD and depression both. For those of you who do not know what is OCD, it's called obsessive compulsive disorder. It's not a very major issue, but in obsessive compulsive disorder, there are some obsessions that you make by yourself which does not make any sense, and you try to do it again and again. For example, washing hands all the time. If you touch something, you just feel like washing your hands. This is an obsession. Another kind of obsession is that when you go out of the house, you feel like checking whether you have closed the door or not. You feel like doing it again and again. That is a kind of obsession. My obsession was that I wanted to touch everything with both my hands. And also, I wanted to walk by jumping with both my legs. I did as a child. I'm talking about as a child. I wanted to walk with both the legs. I did not want to do walk with one leg about in front of the other, but that was not possible, obviously. And I would touch things with both the hands. I know it sounds very, very awkward. It sounds very something that you haven't heard of before, probably. But that was the kind of obsession that I had, and I did not know why was this happening. As a sixth standard child, I was not able to explain to my parents that this is something that is happening to me. And parents and other people used to think that this he's just a naughty kid. He's just playing around. He's playing with the different things that he has. People think that as a child I was just playing around, but that was a problem in me. Nobody was able to recognize. At the same time, I was not also mentally happy. I was feeling sad all the time, and I could not understand what was this sadness for, why I was feeling so sad. But I did not know that these things were called OCD and depression at that time. There was no internet at that time. As a child, I did not even know. I just thought that there is something that is wrong with me mentally, and it is same with everybody. I started accepting it that it is same with everybody. And I struggled with both OCD and depression for almost 4 years. And with my mental willpower and mental power, somehow I got rid of both OCD and depression. But I did not know. I came to know. I'll tell you how. At the same time, I was not even physically strong. I was not able to take part in any sports because I would faint on the ground. I was not that physically strong. Doctors told me that he cannot run for a long time. He cannot stand in the sun for long. I used to faint. There were many occasions where I would faint in the school and my father had to come and pick me up. So this was the kind of physical and mental weakness that I had. But that boy who had so much of mental and physical issues, today I am teaching others how to be mentally happy and how to be physically strong. I have transformed myself. And so I thought that health and wellness is something that I can definitely help others to get rid of and transform themselves because I have transformed myself. It's not something that I have learned from a book. Health and wellness is something that I haven't read on a book or saw in a YouTube video. It has been done practically on me. I have done it practically. Later, when I was actually, how I came to know that I was suffering from OCD and depression, when I was uh, around 22 years old, this time we had internet because when I was a child, there was no internet. I overheard one of my friend talking to somebody else saying that, hey, this guy, he has got OCD and he would jump while coming down the stairs. He wouldn't put both his legs. He would jump one by one and he would keep touching things. I overheard him saying, I said, wait, what is this OCD? Then he said, it is a mental problem and people do this kind of activities. I came home and I started searching about OCD on the internet and I also searched about depression. That is when I came to know that I was actually suffering from the same thing when I was a child. And I did not even know about it. I was just suffering. I realized that I have fought OCD and depression without even knowing their names. That is why I said, as a child, I did not know there was something wrong with me mentally, but later I realized. So that was the story. That is why I moved into this health and wellness industry. And I thought I can definitely help people transform themselves physically and mentally. Now, I would like to come back to the slide again. I would like to start with the slides again, sir. So now let's talk about the importance of the mind, because today's theme is how to control the mind. To understand how to control the mind, we have to understand what exactly is the mind, right? What exactly is the mind? We have to understand this. Before that, let's understand what is the importance of the mind. Now, I have got some few things for you, which is a mobile, as you can see, a car, a bike, and a laptop. You must be wondering what is it has to do with a topic like mind. You see, these things like mobile, car, or a bike or a laptop, they make our life easy. They are something that we use to make our life comfortable. Imagine something goes wrong with the mobile. You want to dial somebody and somebody else gets dialed. Or you want to drive the car, you want to go on the right and you start going on the left. Imagine something goes wrong with the car. What will happen to your life? But thankfully, the mobile, the car, the bike, and the laptop, these things are under our control. We control these things. They don't control us. We control these things and make our life comfortable. Let's come to a few more things. Hand, legs, mouth, teeth, eyes. These are things that we own. These are the body parts that we own. We use these things to make our life easy. We grab things with our hand. We speak from our mouth. Hypothetically speaking, imagine that something goes wrong with your hand and I want to type something else gets typed. Practically, it is not possible. Just hypothetically think about it. I want to go right and my leg takes to the left. Our life will become a mess because we are not able to control the things that we are supposed to control and make our life easy. Imagine I want to see something, my eyes get shut down automatically. But that does not happen. because these things are under our control. Now, why I'm saying is that you must be wondering, how is it related to this topic? You see, the car, bike, they are under our control. These things are under our control. Something that is not under our control is this. This is one of the among the most searched thing on the internet. How to control the mind. Now, do you understand how difficult a, a situation it is when people are not searching about how to control your car? They are under your control. How to control your hand or your body parts? Everything are under our control. This is the main thing. This is not under our control. Don't you think it is a very big issue in today's world? Now, let's understand further then how to actually control it then. Why people are searching so much about it? What exactly is the mind? To control the mind, first we have to understand what is this mind. I know this is the phone. I know how to control this phone because I know what exactly is this phone. Let's understand what exactly is the mind. You see, the mind is not the brain. Let's understand this. Okay. People say my mind is here. Even I said this right now, my mind is here. But that is wrong. The mind is here, not here. The brain is here. Then what is the difference between the mind and the brain? Brain is a physical thing. We can see the brain. We can touch the brain. We cannot see the mind. If we cannot see the mind, if we cannot touch the mind, then how to control it? That is even one more level of difficulty. This is something that we cannot even see, we cannot even touch. Then how do you control it? So the question again remains, what exactly is the mind? Now listen to this carefully. Now let me tell you what exactly is the mind. First of all, we have understood that mind is not the brain. Then mind is collection of thoughts. Everything that we are thinking about right now, it is a collection of thoughts. It is said that a human being thinks 60,000 thoughts in a day. Those collection of thoughts are mind. But are these collection of thoughts exactly the mind, or there is more to that? No, that's not all. Mind is not just a collection of thought. It is also perception. What do I mean by perception now? How you make use of those thoughts is perception. Two people can have similar thoughts and they perceive both in a very different way. So mind is perception, how your mind perceives thoughts. That also differentiates between two mind. What exactly is the mind again? Is that all? No. Mind is a collection of memories. My mind is a collection of memory, right? I remember now where is the road to this shop or this place. That's a memory in my head. I remember my name. I remember that today I had an event at 4 o'clock. I remember these things. It's a collection of memory. I remember what happened 10 years back. It's a collection of memory. And what exactly is the mind again? That's all? No. Mind is imagination. It is not just memory and thoughts. We can imagine something which animals cannot do. Can animals imagine? No. We can. I can imagine what will happen to me after 10 years. It may not happen the exact way, but I can imagine. So, mind is imagination. That is mind. The brain is not the mind. Then, how to control these things? How to control the mind then? If you have understood a little bit of what exactly is the mind, because it is very difficult to understand, people are still trying to understand what exactly is the mind, where it is found, where it is not in the body, the mind is not in the body. Then where is the mind, where is consciousness? People are still trying to figure out. Mind and body are connected. What affects one affects the other. People think, oh, something is happening people do not understand how the mind and the body are connected. You see, for example, uh, we say that stress mat lena, do not take stress क्योंकि बीमारी हो जाएगा. Mostly we must have heard about it, right? Don't take stress because otherwise you will fall sick, you will have physical problems. But have you ever thought about it? Stress is mental thing, right? We haven't seen stress. Can you see stress? No, you cannot see stress. But stress has got physical problems. Let's say because of stress, my physical body becomes very weak. I always feel I develop a lot of body fats because of stress, and I don't have much energy. This body fat, the physical structure, is something that we can see, but we cannot see stress. Stress is happening in the mind, and the consequence is on the body. Another example is, let's say I am very tired. I have done a lot of physical activities today. I am very tired. Then what happens is I feel mentally tired. I don't want to think something. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, अरे यार, let's take rest today. So here something is happening to the body. Your mind is getting tired. This is how mind and the body are connected. So a very big part of the controlling of the mind can be done by controlling the body, because they both are connected. So how to keep the mind and body balanced? If they both are balanced, then automatically we are actually controlling the mind. Yoga. One way to give some control to the mind is through yoga. But let me tell you, yoga is not just the exercise. Okay, yoga is much more than that. There is pranayama, there is yoga asana, there is breathing exercise, meditation. It's all combined. People exactly misunderstand the concept of yoga, but I do not want to go into what exactly is yoga, because that will divert the topic, and that will become a very big topic again. But let's understand that yoga is not just the exercise. So I'm saying, when I say we can control the mind through yoga, I don't mean just go and twist your body and lift your leg and twist your hand like this and you will control the mind. What I'm trying to say is that is not the way. You have to follow yoga. You don't have to just do yoga. So that is one way of controlling, bringing some control to the mind. And then what else? What else can we do? Apart from yoga, consume the right information. As I said, the mind is a collection of thoughts. What information we are consuming, it's all a collection of thoughts, right? These information becomes thoughts in our mind, and the mind starts making perceptions using those thoughts. And sometimes it makes imagination also in the future. But when I say information, even though I have made a picture of a girl watching a laptop, I don't mean information means just consuming something from the internet. This is also an information, but this is just digital information. Everything else is also an information. Please understand this. It is not just digital information. If I am sitting with 5 of my friends and talking to them, whatever they're speaking, that is an information to me. Because even if I do not want it, their voices are automatically going to my ears, and my mind is making perceptions. So everything that I hear, everything that I see is an information. There's a record button. Just imagine that there's a record button in the mind. Okay, your subconscious mind will start seeing everything and start consuming everything, whether you want it or not. That is the problem. If I'm sitting here and let's say I go down and I see a red car standing downstairs, and after 5 minutes you ask me, is there a red car downstairs? I will say, yes, I have seen it just now. Even though I did not want to see the red car, my mind automatically started consuming that information. So what I'm saying is that everything is information. You have to make sure that you see, you hear the right things. If you see negative news all the time, it's murder everywhere, it's rape everywhere, it's fighting everywhere, har taraf danga ho raha hai, people are fighting, then your mind will think that the world is a very bad place to live. It's all fight everywhere. But what if you consume some other information? If the news starts showing about how some children have made some rockets and how people are doing creative works, so you will think, wow, my world is developing, my country is developing, people are becoming so smart, this world is such a good place to live in. So every information that you consume makes a different perception of you. If you start consuming negative information, your mind will become negative. If you start consuming positive information, you will start thinking positive. Negative information will drain your mind, positive information will uplift your mind. So I said consume the right information. Second, meditation, silence, or mind rest. I haven't written here just meditation. I have written silence also or mind rest. Because when you say meditation, people make a lot of things about it. Oh, meditation, I have to learn this and I have to go and become a sannyasi in the Himalayas. No, 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 that is not meditation. You have to give rest to the mind. The mind is busy all the time. Imagine your mind is a washing machine. If you keep the washing machine on all the time, what will happen to the health of the washing machine? If your television is on all the time 24 hours, the health of the television will go fast, right? The same way, the mind is, if the mind is busy all the time, it will get tired. You have to give rest to the mind. That is why it's a silence, because silence is the best way to rest the mind. This is a little funny, but it is said that when humans have come to this planet, nature has made the human in such a way that the mind is supposed to be resting most of the time. Until and unless you really want to think something very deeply, it should be in rest most of the time, and the body should be working most of the time. You physically, you should be keep doing something and the mind should be rest. Only then you have a healthy mind in the body. Mind should be rest and the body should be moving. But in today's world, it has become completely the other way around. Mind is busy all the time and the body is on rest. We are sitting and in front of the laptop or in front of the TV or in the car, or you are sleeping on the bed all the time. The body is on rest most of the time. The mind is busy thinking something, taking tension. It has become completely opposite. It should be mind should be rest, body should be moving to live a healthy mental and physical body. Physical activities. You see, I did not mention here exercise. Exercise is also important, but you have to do physical things, not just exercise. See, when I say physical activities, it can be also walking up and down the stairs, not just going to the gym. Keep your body busy. I have already covered this in the previous part, that keep your body busy. Anything that you can do with your body, start doing it. Let's say I stay in the third floor of a building. Instead of taking the lift to go to the third floor, I should be using uh, uh, I should be using the stairs to go up and down. Do that. That's why I said physical activities. You can do any kind of physical activities. Keep the body busy all the time. Fourth, eat natural food. Uh, you see, we humans are made to eat natural food. We are not made to eat processed food. What are processed food? Like burgers, biscuits, Maggi noodles. We are not made to eat these things. We are made to eat natural food only. The body does not recognize processed food. Understand this. So when you are putting more processed food inside the body, your body is struggling to digest those food. If you believe in God or nature or the universe or whatever you want to believe, if you believe in something which is powerful than you, that power has made some food for you on this planet. That is rice, dal, sabji, fruits, right? God has made some natural food for you to survive on this planet. Then why do we eat man-made food? All processed food are man-made food, right? So start eating natural food. Fifth one, spend time in the sunlight or in the nature. You see, again, I come back to uh, the how when the body was made. Okay, when the human body was made on this planet, it was supposed to be living in the nature, in jungles. As per evolution, we have evolved, right? Human beings have evolved. As per evolution, we have been living in jungles. People have lived in jungles all the time, except in the last couple of thousand years and all. From if you go to 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 years ago, people have lived in the jungle. The human body is made to live in the nature, not inside a building all the time. But of course, we cannot go and sleep outside. We need a house to sleep. Of course, we cannot work outside. We need a place to work. But whenever possible, let's spend some time in the nature. Walk on the grass barefoot. Take sunlight every day. You see, when we see something in the sunlight and seeing something in the tube lights, there's a lot of difference. Your eyes does not like to see things in tube lights, because tube lights was something that nature has not made. Humans have made it. Your eyes like to see in the sunlight itself. So if you give your body more exposure to nature, automatically your mind and body will become balanced. The only problem is that nowadays our lifestyle is become very, very modern. There's nothing wrong in becoming modern, but we should not also forget that we were born into nature. So these are, again, to conclude, the mind is very, very difficult to control. It is not that easy. If it was easy, everybody would have controlled it. But these are some ways to control the mind. But for that, we have to understand what exactly is the mind. Okay, so I have explained little about what exactly is the mind so that we can control it. And it is also very important to control these days, because if we do not control the mind, then somebody else will control it for us. And this statement is very significant, and also it's a very serious statement. If we do not control our own mind, somebody else will control the mind. It has to get controlled by somebody else. Who are those somebody? They are advertisements. They are politicians. These people will control our mind if we don't control ourselves. So let's take control of the mind, because it belongs to us. It does not belong to somebody else. Thank you very much. Uh, I stopped sharing my screen. I would like to know if there are any questions from anybody.
Sir, thank you very much for that very enthralling talk that you gave. There are no questions, sir. So, good evening, everybody. And before we go, I would like to thank Mr. Bitupan Baruah for his talk on how to control the mind. And I request you to watch our detox, our disruptive literacy movement. This is something which Dr. Sunita Gandhi has initiated since 2014. The whole idea is that we bring about total literacy and numeracy in India by a people's movement where each one teaches one, or those of us who can teach more than one. We should do that to ensure that our brothers and sisters are all literate. And we hold several talks on this every day. And for more information on the type of talk that you would like to listen to, please again go to 740-840-1000. So good evening, everybody, and good night. And thank you once again, Mr. Baruah, for that talk.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.